Why are you listening?
Why are you different?
Why are you here?
Why are you connected?
Why are you inspired?
Why are you tuned in?
Why are you on CJRU?
The views expressed in this show do not necessarily represent those of the Office of the Provincial Advocate for Children and Youth.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Alright, so we're gonna get started. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you could watch your favorite movie now, what would it be?
Finding Dory.
If you could talk to anyone in the world, who would it be?
Donald Trump.
If you could live in any period of history, when would it be?
1800s.
If you could have any kind of pet, what would you have?
Cats.
If you could learn any skill, what would it be?
Playing the violin.
If you could eat your favorite food right now, what would it be?
Poutine.
And if you had one day to live over again, what day would you pick and why? So you can answer this one a little bit more in depth.
It's a bit difficult, actually. Okay, you know what? I'm going to get very personal with this. So I've developed some pretty bad anxiety. And the first time I've experienced severe anxiety was during my undergrad. I was at home in my room, and of course, I ended up under my desk. And I reacted very poorly, and at that point, I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't educated about it. I wasn't accepting the fact that this was happening to me, because I was in this mindset that okay, I'm great, I can do all these things, but then this thing just hits me, and it changes the way I learn, the way just how I live my daily life. And unfortunately, I stalled on seeking help for a while, so I just had that lack of understanding and trying to figure things out myself. So if I could change it differently, I'd seek for help, and it's totally fine if asking for help.
So do you know each other's names, right?
Christina.
Alfred.
Cody.
What do you think?
I'm fine with anything.
What do you think?
I feel like I'm gonna have brain fart.
Paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
Wait, what?
Wait, it's okay. Wait.
Was that scissors? Come on.
I don't even know because he's the nervous.
Alright, so you get to decide. Do you want to go first or second?
I'm going second. First, I would like to ask questions.
You want to ask me questions?
Okay.
So do you know each other's names, right?
Christina.
Alfred.
Cody. Hello, I'm Christina, and I'm with YRU, and here with me is Alfred, who I will be interviewing today. Welcome, Alfred.
It's great to be here. It's wonderful.
If you could do your dream job 10 years from now, what would it be?
Me being in grade 10, I don't know what my dream job would be, because I feel like there's a large variety of what I could be going for, because I do like botany and that kind of stuff, like plants. And then if this goes well, maybe I'll be a journalist. I don't know. I feel like there's still so many things I have to try to explore and expand on.
If you could be someone else, who would you be?
To be honest, I'm fine with being myself. I wouldn't trade that for anything else, because usually in all those cartoons, movies, it's like, oh, they trade their lives for someone else, and they realize their lives are just as happy as could possibly be.
If you could be someone for a day, to think what they're thinking, to have their perspective, who would it be?
Will Smith.
Awesome. Why?
Because he's been in a lot of movies, and I definitely know because it's the first person that came up to my head, because my friend loves Will Smith.
Awesome. Well, if I gave you $10,000, what would you spend it on?
Depending of how joyful I would be with that $10,000, either I'd save it, that would be the smart thing, or I'd spend it on who knows what, maybe clothing, food, traveling somewhere.
Spend it all at once?
Yeah.
Great. Well, if you could use that $10,000, and if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I always wanted to go to Japan because I do like watching anime, and then that's the typical thing. If you watch anime, you kind of always want to go to Japan. But I guess other than that, I guess I would go travel in America, just go there, like see different things, like Hawaii. I always wanted to go to Hawaii.
Ooh, very interesting. Well, if you could go backpacking Hawaii and you could bring only 3 personal items with you, what would it be?
Okay, a survival guide, because Hawaii is very like tropical and there's all sorts of stuff that you don't know of, so a survival guide. My cell phone and charger.
So on this expedition, if you could learn one more skill, what would it be?
Depends what you mean by like skill.
However you want to define it.
Well, let's see, if I were in Hawaii, I guess maybe fire juggling, like properly.
Oh, interesting. You can make a career out of that. And if you had one day to live over again, what day would you pick?
I'm the kind of person who moves on from all those bad moments. So right now, I don't think of anything I would redo again, because it's like, here I am now. If I changed it, how would it mess up entirely?
What about a moment that was so awesome that you could relive it again?
Relive it. Still not sure, because like, there's so many moments in your life, it's just hard to pinpoint one. So yeah, not sure.
Okay. If you could eat your favorite food now, what would it be?
Oh, that would be green tea ice cream. I just love green tea ice cream.
And I'm assuming it's something you don't want to be allergic to?
I don't want to be allergic to
Well,
something.
if you could be allergic to anything, what would it be?
Like, to be allergic to something would, like, also, like, be cutting yourself from benefits of that item. So if I were to say carrots, you're kind of cutting yourself from all the good stuff of carrots. So, and I'm not picky, like a very picky eater, so I'll eat anything. If I had to, I guess, maybe anything that involves liver. Yeah, because my mom cooks a lot of, like, there's this liver dish that includes liver, and I just can't stand the taste of liver. If I could be allergic to that, that'd be awesome.
Now, if you could have any question answered, what would it be? Anything you've been wondering about the world? Yourself?
Myself? I feel like if I ask anything about myself, I'll eventually find out, and it's just like, I guess the question's wasted. If I ask something about
Fair
the
enough.
future, like who I'm going to marry, how many kids will I have, you're just like, you're self-consciously thinking about that. It's just like, whoa. Like, let's say you finally meet the person you're going to know you're going to marry, and you're just like, so nervous. You can't even talk to that person, and you just end up not marrying them. So, if I had to pick one question to be answered, I guess, is there a secret animal alliance? It's weird, but if you think about it, humans can't only be the only intelligent species out there. Like bonobos, they're already growing to be as close to humans, so maybe there's a secret animal alliance.
Well, if you could be a different species, what would it be?
Octopus. 1, they can camouflage. 2, they can squirt ink. 3, they have, they can heal their own limbs. Like if it gets cut off, it'll heal back. They can squirt water out of their head, because they store water in their head and then squirt it right out to shoot really fast out of the predator's way. Oh, also they have a collapsible body that can go through like small cracks.
Oh wow, I just learned something new. Would this octopus be the head of the alliance? Would they be the head of the secret animal alliance?
Have you seen Finding Dory?
Yes.
That octopus is real. Like if they're like they are that intelligent and they have those skills, and like that guy didn't have water for a long time, so maybe it's head of the alliance.
Thank you, Alfred, for this wonderful interview.
Thanks, it was great to be here.
Jump in your game. She's walking down the street like a statue in the sky high. Her arms are wicked, her legs are long. When she moves, my brain screams.
Hello, I'm Alfred from YRU, and I'm here with Cody. Okay, so to start off, if you could watch your favorite TV show now, what would it be?
I don't even have cable. I can't remember the last time I had cable. It was probably close to like 5 years ago. So I don't really surf channels anymore, and so it's harder to find a favorite television show. I find a lot of the time I will rewatch things that I've already watched before, which is kind of sad. I should probably try out new things. Oh, I guess I don't really have a favorite, but something I'm trying to get into is Game of Thrones, which I was a little bit slow going for me in the beginning. Like, it was a little, like, the first episode dragged for me, but by the second to third episode I was interested and I'm still watching it, so maybe that'll become my favorite show.
What brought you into trying to get into Game of Thrones? Was it friends, family, or some other influence?
I had just resisted it for so long. Just because I kind of have this weird little rule for myself that if someone recommends something to me more than 5 times, that's like any 5 people recommend it to me, I won't watch it until either it dies down or give it like a little while, just because, I don't know, it just, I hate being told what to do. But then, people hadn't talked about it in a while. There were a few seasons, it's like 8 seasons in, so I was like, great, I have a good back catalog to like go and binge if I do really get into it. So that's how I ended up watching it.
If you could have any kind of pet, what would you have?
So it'd definitely be a mammal. I want a duck. Ducks are so cute. There's this like a guy who uploads videos onto YouTube who has a pet duck who is the most adorable thing in the world, and he has videos of the duck, like growing up from a duckling all the way into a full-size duck, and it takes these baths in this cute little container. It's so adorable, and it loves being blow-dried, and it loves to cuddle. It's so cute, and I keep asking my boyfriend if we can open a duck farm, because it's so cute.
Okay, where would you feel most happy and like free, I guess?
I suppose I'm of the belief that freedom is a state of mind and not so much an environment that you can cultivate around you. As someone who's heading into the middle part of their 20s, I'm finding that freedom is a lot more dependent on your socioeconomic background, your career prospects, your even down to who your friends are, who your partner is. It's all of these outside life factors that have so many different effects on you. So me personally, as a 23-year-old, I'm working a retail job, which means that I have a fairly low pay grade, which means that there are things that I just can't do. So freedom in the sense that, I could do anything or be anything or go anywhere, that is something that will take a long time for me to cultivate, if I ever can even cultivate it. Something that I can cultivate in myself is a freedom of mind. But that's something that also requires a lot of work. It's not something that you get overnight. And so most of us are on a journey to cultivating our own freedom however we find it. Although some of us are born with a little more freedom than others.
You definitely have a good perspective there. So if you had only one goal that you had to achieve, what would it be?
I suppose the one goal would be to have the means, either socially, financially, or societally, to have the freedom to make work that is sustainable for me. What I mean by work is sort of my artistic work. So to me that would mean like I'd be able to make my films and make a living off of it. I'd be able to make theater and make a living off of it. I'd be able to even do this, even to work on the radio and be able to make a living off of it, instead of having serving at a restaurant and telling people on my break that, yeah, I'm an actor and here's my headshot and you should call me in because I'm pretty and young and yay me.
Yeah.
I'm, living the poor, broke artist life. I live in an apartment and spend all my money on clothes, and I'm Carrie Bradshaw, and you guys probably don't even know who Carrie Bradshaw is.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
If you had to choose one person to act with in a movie or a TV show, who would it be?
I think that...
And if you could you also think of a plot that you might do it with them?
Okay. I think that I would love... Oh, okay. I think that I would... it's so hard for me to narrow it down, but it would probably... It would definitely be either... it would be either Helen Mirren or Judi Dench. I love... I don't know. I have... I think I would love to have the experience of working across from a very experienced actor. And I would love to do... I'd love to do something really involved, probably something more on the dramatic side, with a very involved story, something with a lot of character development, with a really experienced actor like Judi Dench or Helen Mirren.
I'm Alfred, this is Cody, and we're signing off.
Hi, my name is Mary Lou.
Hi, my name is Anju. Okay, and we're doing our questions on if.
I'll go first, I guess. I'll ask the first question. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
I would go to Spain, specifically Barcelona, and I would go there because when I was 8, I watched a movie about someone going to Spain, so I always wanted to go there. If I gave you $10,000, what would you spend it on?
Right now, I would just use it to pay off my tuition, probably. If you could watch your favorite movie now, what would it be?
It would be Orphan. I like horror movies, so that's my favorite horror movie. So yeah, Orphan. Or Suicide Squad.
Is that the one with a child that pretends to be a woman? Or
Yeah.
a woman that pretends to be a child?
Yeah, and
Oh,
she's like 35 years old, but she pretends to be like 12.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's crazy.
Yeah. If you could talk to anyone in the world, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would talk to J.K. Rowling.
Really? Why?
Yeah. It just popped in my head. I like Harry Potter.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah. If you could change anything about yourself, what would you change?
I don't know. I wouldn't really change anything about myself. I like myself.
I wouldn't want to be anyone else either. I like myself. Yeah, I like myself. Maybe my sister. Because I like my sister, but I wouldn't, nah. I'm fine with I'm happy with myself. If you had one day to live over again, what day would you pick?
I would probably pick my 16th birthday. I didn't do anything for it because I was like, I'm too cool to have a birthday party or something. So yeah, probably my 16th birthday.
You would redo it?
Yeah.
You would like do something cool?
Yeah, for sure. If you could eat your favorite food now, what would it be?
Ice cream.
Ooh, what kind of ice cream?
Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
I like.
Yeah, with sprinkles. Do you have a favorite song? I don't. So, but I want to know if you do. It's hard to choose one.
I listen to Shawn Mendes' album constantly.
Do you guys just have...
DJ Khaled came out with like a song called Do You Mind, and like I'm forever playing it, and the chorus is like, do you mind, and like I sing it, and so much people got like so ticked off. They're like, is that the only song you listen to? So yeah, I probably overplay that song or any new Drake song that comes out. Yeah,
I've been listening to Love by Tory Lanez a lot. Did you watch The Conjuring?
Yeah, I love The Conjuring.
Did you watch the recent one? Second
No,
one?
I'm like...
That one was really good.
It is?
Yeah. It's pretty scary. But it's more of a thriller,
Oh, really?
actually. Yeah. Happened actually just like I don't know if it's like my most embarrassing moment ever, but it just happened like 2 days ago, so it's in my mind. It's fresh. But you know how they get like, so this was a few weeks ago, you know, at school they give out condoms and all that stuff, and then so I was walking through school and they're, you know, they pass them out, so I just whatever grabbed me stuff and put it in my backpack, and I forgot that there was like 4 and they were all connected, and I forgot about it, and then I had a test 2 days ago, So I'm in my class. I don't keep a pencil case. It's so bad. Like the story is like it's awful. I'm sitting in the front. My friend's like, oh, like, do you have a pencil? Do you have a pencil? And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like reaching into my bag and I'm just kind of like, whatever. And I had the pencils with lead. So they have like a little hook on it. So I'm just like, oh yeah, I have just a pencil. And then I take out the pencil and then like there's the 400s are just attached to it. And then it just like flings and it's just like on the floor. And everyone's like, where did those come from? And I was just like, oh my God. Like, it was 8 a.m. in the morning. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, those are mine. It was so bad.
Oh no. So I do track and field. So I think I false started the race. Like, I love to false start. And then, like, I was going to do it a second time, and I almost got disqualified. So, yeah, I did it on purpose, and then the second time, I was just like, oh, my goodness. It's for real. So, yeah.
And like OFTA?
Yeah.
Like that? Oh, okay. Cool.
It's kind of fun.
Did you get, like a high ranking?
Yeah, I'm always, like, the fastest for, like, a region.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Why would you want to get disqualified?
I don't know. Like, I do it, like, to throw people off their game. So usually when I do a false start, like, everyone's like, oh, my goodness. Or people, like, run so they're out of breath or something. And then, like, I do it, and then I'm like, oh, my goodness, I'm nervous.
You're allowed, like, one or how many false
starts?
starts?
Yeah, one.
Oh,
and then
okay.
they charge it to the field. And then everyone gets one. So, yeah.
I guess that's smart. Like, to throw everyone else off. Yeah, that's a smart idea.
But, like, I like to say, I'm not fast. Like, I'm slow, or I'm coming from an injury or something. And then after I win, and they're like, oh, my goodness, I thought you were slow. And I'm like, I don't know.
Don't you usually run against, like, the same girls from before, though? Like, the past years?
Some of them, but, like, I don't like talking to people. So, like, I'm a very cocky person at the start of mine, so I don't talk to you. I'll probably, like, hum a song, or, like, I'll dance while I'm, like, waiting for you to set up your blocks, because some people are kind of new to it. I just love winning. If I'm second, I'm like, no, I didn't win. I lost very badly. So, yeah.
Did you
It's the most important question. On your phone, what percentage of pictures are selfies? It's going to tell a lot about yourself. Because mine is 100. 100%.
Mine might be 60 or 50. Maybe it's a good split. Yeah.
It depends the mood that I'm in, or, like, what I'm doing, I guess.
But, like, on your phone, if you check now, like, how many selfies?
A lot. A lot.
I usually go, like, a period, like, I won't take any, and then there's, like, you know, those few days when you're, like, you're really feeling yourself, and then it, like, there's so many. Yeah. And it's, like, it just takes up the whole...
Get the right lighting.
Yeah, and you get so many angles. It's just, like, it's good. Yeah.
But even though, like, the first one is probably good. You're like,
You just gotta, just in case, you know? Just in case.
Okay, on those, like, feel-good days, how many would you take?
Oh, a lot. You know, like, you could set your camera so it takes, like, multiple. Yeah. Too many. Too many.
Maybe, like, 100. I'm not even lying. Yeah, 100.
I don't even know.
Because it's like, people aren't going to see me like this again.
You know?
So I have to capture that.
Do you guys, when you take selfies, do you send them to somebody right away? Like, to be like, oh, does this look okay? Or do you show it to somebody, like, around you?
Sometimes. I have, like, my friends, they send me, like, a bunch of photos. Like, which one should I put up? Which one should I? They all look the same. No, they're not. And I'm like, okay, this one or that one. Or wait, they both look the same.
I annoy my sister that way, because when I do take a lot, I'll show them all to her, and I'll be like, look at them, and she'll be like, you look the same. Like, it's the same picture. And I'll be like, no, it's different. And then, yeah, it's my friends, you know, when sometimes I get that text too, they're like, which one looks better? I usually choose between the two.
Usually when people ask me questions, I'm like, because then I'm like, and then I choose one, and then they're like, no, the other one.
They like the other one better.
This show is produced by the YRU creative team. Thanks to the Office of the Provincial Advocate for Children and Youth, and special thanks to Erwin Ellman, Sandy Wynea Katz, Rhonda Andal, and the staff at CJRU.
If we sit